An ancient joker, grizzled and half-bald, with the outward seeming and the attire of a devout deacon, and yet possessing the frolicsome nature of an unbroken colt, pushed soft his entrance to a long-day coach the same, to make the purpose of the tale, was well nigh filled with passengers of all degrees. "Where shall I sit?" thus asked the ancient joker, for, in truth, his sweeping glance discovered no place vacant until at last, there beside a buxom woman, well removed from the endangered age of coquetry and whose condensed features media chaperone a superfluity, there sat a dog. The woman and the canine thus doubly held down a cushioned seat meant for two human beings. To stand or not to stand, that is the question, whether 'tis nobler in a man to suffer the crampy leg aches and the jolty motion or to take chances with the heavy female and oust the dog? Not overlong he waited, for he knew that sweet diplomacy might win a cause which harsh attack would lose. Gently he lifted then the limber brute and sat he where the dog had sat before, and to the matron's cold astonishment he turned a smile, oily and melting in its sublime benevolence. Upon his knee he held the dog, stroking, with unpracticed hand, the wiry coat, and then he spoke. "Madam," quoth he, "full many a league, in this and foreign lands, have I, your servant, wandered, but never in my wide perambulations have I beheld a dog of any breed more pleasing to my eye than this one." 'Twas a judicious lie, for well he knew the cur had neither pedigree nor value. "Listen," he said. "In my far distant home I have a niece, a dimpled little thing, who craves a true companion. If I could take this dog to her, methinks I now can hear her cry with joy and note her glad amazement. This dog I must possess, and now, in furtherance of what I most desire, I offer you $100 for him." Delight and fright worked for supremacy within the ample figure of that dame, moved by the subtle flattery she was, and yet alarmed to know that anyone should covet thus her chief possession. "Alas, I dare not part with him," she said. "My husband loves him. Should I now return without the household pet would wrench his heart." "What say you then to $50 more?" urged the persistent one. "My niece, my little, bright-eyed darling relative, must have this dog. Tempt me not," cried the woman, and speaking thus she gazed more infinitely fond than e'er before upon the face. "I'll give 200. "Ah, now, methinks, you play upon my avarice," the woman said. "At the next station I must leave you." Better than life itself he loved this little dog, but then alack a day 200 takes him. Good. He is mine. One word, however, relating to the terms of this transaction. $200 is the price I give, but not in paltry gold or silver, mind you. "What, then?" she asked, and as she spoke the whistle blew the signal for the station. "With your permission, madam, I will pay in Maltese cats worth $80 each." Too full of wrath to answer him she fled, pressing the dear one to her bosom. The ancient joker watched her mad retreat and said, "I lose the dog but keep the seat."